Most people are not poor because they are lazy. They are poor because they were trained to be dependent. From childhood, the system teaches obedience, not ownership. Follow instructions, wait for permission, trade time for survival. And slowly, without realizing it, people build a life where money controls every decision. This script is not about motivation. It's about seeing the invisible rules that govern money and escaping them. Because once you see the rules, you stop playing the losing game. Money is not just currency. Money is psychology, leverage, timing, and positioning. And most people lose before they even start, not because they lack effort, but because they operate with a broken mental model. They believe hard work guarantees security, loyalty guarantees stability, education guarantees income. None of these are true anymore. The first truth, money flows to problem solvers, not workers. Workers trade hours, problem solvers trade solutions. The market does not reward effort, it rewards usefulness at scale. That's why some people work 12 hours and stay broke. Others work 3 focused hours and grow wealth. Effort without leverage is exhaustion. Why financial stress never ends for most people? Because their income has a ceiling, a dependency, a single point of failure. One job, one source, one fragile stream. When fear enters the system, people stop thinking long-term. They chase survival, not strategy. Fear shrinks intelligence. The invisible cage. The invisible cage is not lack of money, it's lack of options. If missing one paycheck creates panic, you are not free. If you can't walk away from bad conditions, you are not free. If your income depends on approval, you are not free. Freedom begins when income becomes detached from permission. The second truth, skills are the real currency. Degrees expire, trends expire, platforms change, skills compound. A real skill travels with you, scales with experience, converts into multiple income streams. That's why the wealthy focus on learning speed, adaptability, systems thinking, not titles, not labels. Why most people choose comfort over growth? Because growth is uncomfortable. Learning skills means being bad at first, feeling slow, facing self-doubt. The brain prefers certainty over opportunity. That's why most people stay stuck, not because they can't grow, but because discomfort feels like danger. But discomfort is not danger, it's expansion. The silent advantage of online earning. Online income is not special because it's digital. It's powerful because it removes geographical and institutional limits. Your value is no longer capped by location, employer budgets, or office politics. You compete in a global market, but only if you bring real value. The third truth, information alone does nothing. Watching videos doesn't change income. Reading threads doesn't build wealth. Execution under uncertainty does. People confuse consumption with progress. It feels productive, it's safe, but it changes nothing. Real progress feels risky, unclear, and uncomfortable. The money mindset shift that changes everything. Stop asking, how do I make money? Start asking, what valuable problem can I solve repeatedly? Money follows value, always has, always will. Why quick money destroys long-term thinking? Fast money trains the brain to expect shortcuts. Then when real opportunities appear, slow, boring, compounding, people ignore them. They are addicted to speed. But wealth grows quietly, slowly, relentlessly. The people who win play a different game. They delay gratification, build assets before lifestyle, reinvest before rewarding themselves, think in years, not weeks. They are not smarter, they are more patient. The real goal is not money. The real goal is control over time, control over decisions, control over energy. Money is just the tool. Without control, even high income becomes another prison. What comes next? In the next sections, this script will break down how ordinary people quietly build income systems, why most side hustles fail, how to structure earning without burnout, the psychology of consistency, how to avoid traps that destroy progress, how to think like a long-term builder, not a chaser. No hype, no fake promises, only frameworks that actually work. Why side hustles fail and silent systems win. Most people don't fail because they lack ideas. They fail because they build noise instead of systems. A side hustle sounds exciting, a system sounds boring, and that's exactly why systems win. The side hustle trap. Side hustles are built on energy, systems are built on structure. Energy fades, structure compounds. That's why people jump from one idea to another, one method to the next, one hope to the next, always busy, never stable. Why most side hustles collapse? Because they depend on constant motivation, daily excitement, immediate results. The moment results slow, life gets busy, confidence drops, the hustle dies. Not because it was bad, but because it wasn't engineered to survive reality. The silent system advantage. A system does not care about your mood, your motivation, your confidence. It runs because it is designed to run. Systems repeat, improve, scale, even when you are tired. The key difference people miss. Side hustles ask, what can I do today? Systems ask, what can I build once that works repeatedly? That one question separates amateurs from builders. Why busy people stay broke? Busyness feels productive, but it often hides poor strategy. Many people work long hours, try multiple things, feel exhausted, yet earn very little. Why? Because effort without leverage is a dead end. Leverage is the real multiplier. Leverage means one action creates multiple outcomes, one skill generates many opportunities, one system produces recurring value. Without leverage, income always hits a ceiling. The invisible mistake. People build income that depends on their presence, their constant attention, their physical availability. The moment they stop, income stops. That's not freedom, that's another job with a different name. System thinking changes everything. System thinking forces you to ask, can this scale? Can this repeat? Can this improve without more effort? If the answer is no, it's fragile. Why most people never build systems? Because systems require patience, planning, delayed rewards, and most people are emotionally trained to want now, not later. The fear no one admits. People fear building systems because systems expose inefficiency, systems reveal weaknesses, systems force accountability. You can't hide behind effort anymore. Only results matter. The quiet winners. They work less but think more, build quietly while others rush, accept slow starts for strong finishes. They look behind at the noise and keep building. What a real income system looks like? A real system has one core skill, one repeatable process, one clear value exchange, one improvement loop. Nothing flashy, everything intentional. The moment things change. The moment you stop chasing more work and start building better systems, your financial trajectory shifts. What comes next? The skill economy. Why skills outlive jobs, platforms, and trends. Jobs feel stable, they are not. Platforms feel permanent, they are not. Trends feel powerful, they are not. Skills are the only thing that survives change. The big lie about security. Security was never about employers, it was about scarcity of skill. When few people can do what you do, you are protected. When many can replace you, you are disposable. That's the cold math. Why jobs feel safe until they don't? Jobs collapse when markets shift, technology replaces roles, costs need to be cut. And when that happens, loyalty doesn't matter, skills do. The platform illusion. People build income entirely dependent on one app, one algorithm, one company's rules. The platform changes, income disappears, not because you failed, but because you didn't own the value. Skills travel, platforms don't. A real skill moves with you, adapts to new markets, translates across industries. That's why skill-first people never panic. They pivot. The difference between a skill and a task. A task is repetitive, replaceable, automatable. A skill is judgment-based, creative, context-aware. Tasks get outsourced, skills get paid. Why most people learn the wrong things? They learn what is easy, what is popular, what looks impressive, instead of what creates value, what solves problems, what reduces pain or increases results. The market rewards usefulness, not effort. The skill stacking advantage. 1 skill equals income, 2 skills equals leverage,
3 skills equals authority. Example: communication plus research plus strategy. Technical skill plus problem solving plus execution. Creativity plus structure plus consistency. Stacked skills multiply value. Why learning never stops for real earners? Because skills decay if unused. Markets evolve. Tools change. Expectations rise. Those who stop learning slowly disappear. The fear of starting as a beginner. Most people avoid skill building because they don't want to be bad. They fear looking slow. They fear comparison. But every expert started invisible. The difference? They stayed long enough to compound. The competitive edge no one talks about. Consistency beats talent. A mediocre person who shows up daily outpaces a talented person who quits every time. How skills turn into money. The formula is simple. Learn a valuable skill. Apply it to real problems. Deliver measurable results. Improve continuously. Money follows results. Why this era rewards skills more than ever? Because global access exists. Remote work is normal. Gatekeepers are weaker, but competition is higher. Only value cuts through noise. The hard truth. If your income depends on one employer, one platform, one trend, you are one change away from instability. Skills remove that fear. The psychology of stuckness. Why most people know what to do, but never do it. Information is not the problem. Everyone knows what they should do. Yet most people stay exactly where they are. Not because they lack intelligence, but because their psychology is wired for safety, not growth. The comfort trap. Comfort feels like peace, but it's often just delayed pain. The brain prefers familiar stress over unfamiliar opportunity, known struggle over unknown growth. Staying stuck feels safer than risking change. Why action feels heavy? Action creates exposure. Exposure to failure. Exposure to judgment. Exposure to uncertainty. The brain interprets exposure as danger, so it delays, it distracts, it rationalizes. The illusion of not ready yet. People say, I need more knowledge, I need more time, I need better conditions. What they really mean is, I'm afraid of starting imperfectly. Readiness is a myth. Perfectionism is fear in disguise. Perfectionism looks responsible. It sounds intelligent, but it delays progress indefinitely. Perfect is the enemy of done, and done is the only thing that compounds. Why small starts feel insulting. Ego hates small beginnings. The mind wants big results, fast validation, immediate proof. But compounding only respects tiny, consistent actions. That's why most people quit early. Progress is invisible at first. The self-sabotage loop. Get motivated,
set unrealistic expectations, miss targets, feel disappointed, quit. This loop destroys long-term growth. The solution no one likes. Lower expectations, raise consistency. Consistency wins when motivation fails. Fear of outgrowing your identity. Success changes who you are. It changes how people see you, how you see yourself, what's expected of you. Many people subconsciously avoid growth to protect identity. Why most people wait for confidence? Confidence comes after action, not before. Action creates evidence. Evidence creates belief. Waiting for confidence is waiting forever. The moment stuckness breaks. When you accept discomfort, start imperfectly, detach emotion from outcomes, progress becomes inevitable. The real work is not strategy. It's showing up when results are slow. That's where most people disappear. The money game. How value, leverage, and positioning really create income. Money is not random. Money is not luck. Money follows structure. People who don't understand the structure chase tactics. People who understand the structure engineer outcomes. Why most money advice fails? Because it focuses on saving pennies, cutting coffee, motivation slogans, instead of value creation, leverage, positioning. You don't budget your way into wealth. You build your way there. The first law of money. Money moves towards value under pressure. If what you offer saves time, reduces risk, increases income, removes pain, people pay willingly. If it doesn't, they don't care how hard you worked. Effort is not valued. Results are. Two people can work equally hard. One earns little. One earns a lot. The difference is not effort, it's impact. Impact scales. Effort caps. The three drivers of income. Every income stream is built on value, what problem you solve, leverage, how many people you can help at once, positioning, why people choose you. Miss one, income stalls. Value without leverage equals burnout. Many people are valuable. They work hard. They help others. They deliver quality. But they have no leverage. So income stays stuck. Leverage multiplies value without multiplying effort. The four types of leverage: skill leverage, rare or high impact skills; time leverage, systems that work without you; technology leverage, tools that amplify output; capital leverage, reinvested earnings. Most beginners only use time. That's why they stay exhausted. Positioning is the invisible multiplier. Two people with the same skill can earn wildly different amounts. Why? Positioning. Who trusts you? What problem you're known for? How clearly your value is communicated. Positioning is perception, and perception moves money. Why cheap work traps people? Low prices attract low commitment, high stress, endless revisions. Premium positioning filters problems before they reach you. Higher value, better clients, better results, higher income. The market doesn't pay potential, it pays proof. Results, case studies, outcomes. Even small proof beats big promises. Why most people undercharge? Because they price based on effort, fear, comparison, instead of value delivered, risk reduced, outcome created. Confidence in value changes income faster than skill improvement. The real money shift. Stop asking, how much should I charge? Ask, what is this result worth to the person receiving it? That's where real income begins. Why long-term thinking always wins. Short-term money focuses on extraction. Long-term money focuses on relationships. Trust compounds faster than tactics. Why most people quit too early and how compounding rewards the patient. Most people don't fail, they stop. And they stop right before things start working. The invisible phase. Every real income system has a phase where effort is high, results are low, feedback is unclear. This phase feels pointless. That's why most people quit here. But this phase is not failure, it's foundation building. Why progress is invisible at first. Compounding doesn't show immediately. Skills grow quietly. Systems stabilize silently. Trust builds slowly. The brain hates this phase because there is no reward. But this phase decides everything. The psychology of early quitting. People quit because they expect linear results. They underestimate time. They overestimate speed. They think, if it hasn't worked yet, it won't. That thought kills more potential than lack of ability ever could. The compounding curve. Growth looks flat before it spikes. Most people exit at the flat line. The winners stay long enough to reach the curve. Why small daily actions beat intensity. Intensity burns out. Consistency builds momentum. One focused action every day beats random bursts, emotional motivation, panic-driven work. Consistency creates inevitability. The patience advantage. Patience is not waiting. Patience is working without immediate reward. Very few people can do that. That's why competition
Disappears over time. Why long-term thinkers win by default. They ignore noise, reject shortcuts, reinforce fundamentals. While others jump, they build. The feedback delay. Results lag behind effort. If you stop early, you never experience feedback. And without feedback, learning stops. The mindset shift that saves years. Stop asking, is this working yet? Start asking, am I improving the system? Improvement compounds even when income doesn't show immediately. The real cost of quitting. Every quit resets progress. Skills decay. Confidence drops. Momentum dies. Staying is cheaper than restarting. Why most people never experience momentum. Because momentum requires time, repetition, stability, and most people change direction too fast. The moment compounding kicks in, suddenly opportunities appear, results accelerate, confidence solidifies, and it feels overnight. But it wasn't. It was delayed reward. The truth about passive income, what works, what doesn't, and why. Passive income is not fake, but the way it's sold to people is. Most people imagine money flowing while they sleep, no effort, no responsibility. That fantasy ruins more people than failure ever could. The real definition of passive income. Passive income is not no work. It is front-loaded work with delayed reward. You work first. You build systems first. You remove yourself later. Skip the first phase, nothing becomes passive. Why most passive income attempts fail? Because people want results before systems, income before value, freedom before discipline. Passive income punishes impatience. Every passive stream has a cost. Even the best systems require maintenance, monitoring, optimization. Zero attention income does not exist. Low attention income does, after mastery. The three types of passive income: asset-based, systems or products that sell repeatedly; system-based, automated processes with minimal oversight; capital-based, money working through controlled reinvestment. All require active intelligence at the start. Why copying methods fail?
People copy tactics without understanding market, timing, execution. What worked for someone else may fail for you, not because you are wrong, but because context changed. Frameworks matter more than formulas. The dangerous myth: set it and forget it. Nothing successful stays untouched. Markets evolve, people change, systems decay. The winners adapt quietly. Why most people never reach the passive stage? Because they quit during the active grind. They want the reward without the boring phase. But boring builds leverage. The correct sequence: active work, systemization, automation, delegation, passive leverage. Skip steps, everything collapses. Why passive income requires discipline. Without discipline, systems break, quality drops, trust erodes. Discipline is invisible but powerful. The real goal: not passive income. The real goal is control over time and decision-making. Passive income is a byproduct, not the mission. The truth most won't accept: if you are lazy now, passive income will punish you later. If you are disciplined now, freedom arrives quietly. How ordinary people quietly build income systems without burnout. Burnout is not a work problem, it's a design problem. People burn out because they build income systems that demand constant pressure. Smart earners design systems that support them instead of consuming them. Why hustle culture fails long-term. Hustle glorifies overwork, sacrifice without structure, endless effort. It ignores recovery, efficiency, longevity. Burnout is not a badge of honor, it's a warning sign. The real reason people burn out: because their income depends entirely on them. They say yes to everything. They don't define boundaries. They confuse availability with value. The sustainable earning principle: you don't need to do more. You need to do less, better, repeatedly. Consistency beats chaos. How quiet builders structure work. They limit work hours, focus on high-impact tasks, eliminate low-value commitments, build repeatable processes. They protect energy like capital. The energy-income connection. Energy fuels decision-making, creativity, problem-solving. When energy collapses, income follows. That's why sustainability is a financial strategy. Why saying no increases income. Saying no preserves focus, filters distractions, improves output quality. Low-value work steals time from high-value growth. The rule of simple systems. Complex systems fail under pressure. Simple systems are easier to maintain, scale more reliably, reduce mental load. Boring systems last. How to avoid mental overload. Predefine routines. Batch similar tasks. Eliminate unnecessary decisions. Decision fatigue is silent sabotage. Why rest is not laziness. Rest restores perspective, creativity, resilience. People who never rest eventually break. Breaks are strategic. The long game thinkers. They don't sprint, they pace. They plan for years, not months. Stability, not spikes. Freedom, not fame. That's why they outlast everyone. The moment income feels lighter. When systems start carrying weight, you stop pushing constantly. That's the signal of real progress. The risk traps that silently destroy online earners. Most people don't fail loudly, they collapse quietly. From one bad decision, one ignored warning, one shortcut that looked harmless. Risk trap number 1, dependence on a single source. One income source feels safe until it isn't. When one client leaves, one rule changes,
One system breaks, income drops instantly. Single-point dependency is the most common silent killer. Risk trap number 2, confusing momentum with stability. Early success feels permanent. People assume this will always work. I've figured it out. They stop improving. They stop diversifying. Markets punish complacency. Risk trap number 3, overconfidence after small wins. Small wins inflate ego faster than skill. People take bigger risks, ignore fundamentals, skip validation. Growth without control leads to collapse. Risk trap number 4, scaling too fast. Scaling amplifies everything, including flaws. If systems are weak, quality is inconsistent, processes are not clear, scaling multiplies problems, not profits. Risk trap number 5, debt-fueled expansion. Debt creates pressure. Pressure forces bad decisions, short-term thinking, panic reactions. Leverage without stability is gambling. Risk trap number 6, ignoring cash flow. Profit on paper means nothing without cash flow. Many earners earn inconsistently, spend emotionally, fail to track basics. Cash flow keeps systems alive. Risk trap number 7, neglecting reputation. Reputation compounds faster than income. One broken promise destroys trust, kills referrals, limits future leverage. Reputation is an invisible asset. Risk trap number 8, emotional decision-making. Fear and excitement distort judgment. People chase trends, panic sell efforts, quit too early. Emotion is the enemy of strategy. Risk trap number 9, no exit strategy. Many build income without thinking, what if this stops working? Every system needs backup plans, adaptability, transferable skills. Exit planning is survival planning. The core rule of risk: never risk what you can't afford to lose. Protect skills, time, reputation, mental clarity. These are harder to rebuild than money. The quiet survivors. The survivors move slowly, think defensively, build buffers, expect change. They don't panic, they pivot.
How long-term thinkers build wealth while others chase income. Income feels powerful. Wealth feels boring. And that's exactly why most people never build it. Income is noisy. Wealth is quiet. Income comes fast, leaves fast, feels exciting. Wealth builds slowly, stays longer, feels invisible at first. Most people choose excitement over stability. Why chasing income creates stress? Income-focused thinking asks, how much did I make this month? What's working right now? This creates emotional swings, short-term decisions, panic during slow periods. Income-only thinking traps people in reaction mode. Wealth thinking changes the question. Wealth-focused thinking asks, what compounds over time? What will still matter in 3 to 5 years? What survives volatility? This creates calm. Calm leads to better decisions. The difference between earners and builders. Earners optimize for speed, consume most of what they earn, restart often. Builders optimize for durability, reinvest aggressively, improve systems continuously. Builders don't look rich early, they look consistent. Why most people spend too early? Money triggers identity. People want proof, validation, lifestyle signals. Spending becomes emotional, but early spending kills future leverage. The reinvestment discipline. Long-term thinkers reinvest in skills, in systems, in efficiency, in optionality. They delay reward to multiply future freedom.
Wealth is built through ownership. Ownership of skills, of processes, of systems, of outcomes. The more you own, the less permission you need. The time arbitrage advantage. Most people think short-term. Long-term thinkers exploit this. They build what others won't because it takes time. Time becomes their advantage. Why compounding is boring but powerful. Compounding doesn't excite the brain. There are no fireworks. But over years, small gains multiply, stability emerges, stress reduces. Boring beats broken. The wealth mentality rule. Never ask, how fast can this pay? Ask, how long can this last? Longevity beats speed every time. Why wealth creates freedom, not just money? Because wealth buys time, buys choices, buys peace. Income without wealth still feels fragile. The shift that changes everything. When you stop chasing income and start building structures that produce income, you exit survival mode. That's where real growth begins. The daily behaviors that quietly create financial momentum. Most people think wealth comes from big moves. It doesn't. Wealth comes from tiny daily behaviors repeated without attention. Behavior 1. Daily value creation. Every day ask, how can I create value for someone? How can I solve a problem today? What skill can I apply that compounds over time? Small, consistent actions beat sporadic heroics. Behavior 2. Track and measure. What gets measured grows. Track time spent on high-value tasks. Track results delivered. Track income generated. Without measurement, you're guessing. Guessing destroys compounding. Behavior 3. Learning and improvement. Read 20 to 30 minutes per day on relevant skills. Experiment in real-world scenarios. Reflect weekly on progress. Knowledge without application is entertainment. Applied knowledge is money. Behavior 4. Systemization. Daily, look for one repetitive task to automate or simplify. Templates, scripts, tools, delegation. One small improvement per day compounds silently. Behavior 5. Energy management. Protect focus blocks. Take intentional breaks. Sleep and nutrition matter more than grind. Energy is the fuel for execution. No energy, no compounding. Behavior 6. Networking and relationships. Build quietly. One meaningful connection per day. One piece of value added to someone's life. Reputation grows silently. Trust compounds faster than tactics. Behavior 7. Financial discipline. Daily review cash flow, reinvestments, expenses that don't add value. Control of money habits compounds as strongly as income. Behavior 8. Reflection and adjustment. Every evening ask, what worked today? What wasted time? What can be improved tomorrow? Small daily corrections compound faster than large sporadic fixes. Behavior 9. Mindset reinforcement. Daily reminders. Fear is temporary. Progress is invisible. Systems beat motivation. Your brain needs constant signals to resist shortcuts. Behavior 10. Patience and persistence. No instant gratification. Accept delayed results. Show up even when invisible. Patience plus action equals inevitable compounding. The invisible power of daily behaviors. The real secret is quiet repetition. You may feel invisible now, but the system is working. Day by day, task by task, skill by skill, momentum builds. Soon enough, it looks like magic. Multiple streams of income. How to build without losing sanity. Most people try to chase multiple streams and fail. Why? because they lack systems, prioritization, and leverage. The goal is diversification without burnout. The principle of one at a time. Build one income stream well before adding another. Test, refine, systemize. Understand real leverage. Avoid spreading energy thin. Income streams built on weak foundations collapse. Stream Type 1, skill-based income. Directly use your abilities to create value. Freelancing, consulting, coaching. Pros, fast start, low cost. Cons, limited by your time, must systemize to scale. Stream Type 2, product-based income. Turn your skills into products, templates, courses, digital assets. Pros, scales without you. Cons, requires front-loaded effort and marketing. Stream Type 3, system/process-based income. Automated solutions, tools, membership sites, subscription services. Pros, continuous revenue. Cons, maintenance required, initial design needed. Stream Type 4, capital-based income. Use money to make money. Investments, reinvested profits, low-risk portfolios. Pros, leverage existing earnings. Cons, requires patience and risk management. The rule of leverage and compounding. Each new stream must multiply value, not replicate effort. Be sustainable with your energy. Fit into your long-term system. Why most fail multiple streams? They start too many at once. They chase hype. They skip systemization. Result, stress, failure, and income instability. The correct approach. Start one stream, optimize fully. Automate and stabilize it. Add a secondary complementary stream. Repeat slowly, focusing on systems. Why diversification is more mental than technical. It's not just about money. Protects from failure, reduces stress, increases optionality, strengthens resilience. The quiet winner's strategy. Build sequentially, not simultaneously. Focus on value, not effort. Maintain energy and mental clarity. Let compounding do the heavy lifting. The daily habits that support multiple streams. Track each stream's metrics. Evaluate risks continuously. Reinforce systems. Reinvest profits strategically. The final blueprint, from mindset to multi-stream systems. You now know the truths. Most people fail not from lack of ideas, but from psychology, fear, and poor systems. Skills compound, effort alone doesn't. Systems and leverage create sustainable income. Patience and consistency beat short-term hustle. Now we combine these into a complete roadmap. Step 1. Mindset foundation. Before you touch money, accept discomfort as growth. Embrace long-term thinking. Value consistency over speed. Detach ego from results. Your mindset will determine how long you stay in the game.
Step 2. Identify high-value skills. Pick one core skill that solves a real problem, has demand in the market, can be applied across multiple contexts. Master it first, don't scatter attention. Step 3. Build your first system. Turn skill into repeatable value. Freelance project to template to digital product to automated solution. Track results, improve weekly. Document processes for consistency. This is the foundation stream. Step 4. Stabilize before scaling. Optimize income source. Reduce reliance on your time. Automate wherever possible. Build buffers and emergency plans. Stability prevents early collapse. Step 5. Add secondary streams. Once primary stream is stable, pick complementary skills or products. Use insights from your first system.
automate and integrate without burning energy. Sequential diversification beats simultaneous chaos. Step 6. Reinvest and compound. Reinvest profits into systems, tools, and skills. Reinvest attention into high-leverage activities. Delay lifestyle upgrades until streams are durable. Compounding is the real multiplier. Step 7. Protect against risk. Avoid dependency on a single source. Diversify income streams gradually. Protect reputation, mental clarity, and energy. Monitor trends, pivot when needed. Safety is invisible leverage. Step 8. Daily habits for compounding. Create value consistently. Track performance. Improve systems incrementally. Maintain energy and focus. Reinvest strategically. Tiny daily actions beat sporadic heroics. Step 9. Long-term thinking. Ignore short-term hype. Build assets, not just income. Think in years, not months. Prioritize freedom and control over speed. Most fail because they chase quick wins. Ignore the noise. Step 10. Mental and emotional resilience. Accept invisible work. Accept slow compounding. Accept setbacks as data. Keep showing up consistently. This is the edge most people never develop. The quiet path to multi-stream freedom. One skill to one system to stabilized to scaled. Sequential streams to compounded value. Mindset plus discipline plus patience equals unstoppable growth. Most people will never see this path. Those who do quietly build wealth that lasts decades. Ultimate truth. Income is temporary. Wealth is durable. Systems, skills, and patience create freedom. Short-term noise cannot compete with long-term strategy. Closing words. Stop chasing hype. Stop comparing yourself. Stop waiting for motivation. Do the small, consistent, intelligent actions daily. The results will seem invisible at first. Then, quietly, inevitably, momentum builds. Income grows. Freedom emerges. And then years later, you'll look back and realize the game was never about luck. It was about strategy, psychology, and compounding. This is how ordinary people quietly become financially unstoppable. The ultimate conclusion: your path to financial freedom. You have walked through the hidden truths most people never see. The system was never designed for you to feel free. It rewards obedience, not independence. Most people fail not because they are lazy, but because their mind, habits, and systems betray them. Effort without leverage is exhaustion. Skills compound, while trends, jobs, and platforms decay. Fear, comfort, and impatience silently destroy potential. The people who succeed quietly understand one truth: money follows value, leverage, and patience. The core lessons. Mindset is your foundation. Control your psychology, master discomfort, and embrace long-term thinking. Without this, even the best ideas fail. Skills are your real currency. One skill mastered can produce more income than 10 half-learned skills. Stack skills, apply them, and your earning potential multiplies. Systems amplify your effort. Build repeatable, automated processes. Let your work scale beyond your time. Side hustles die, systems survive. Consistency beats motivation. Daily action compounds invisibly. Show up when no one notices. Results will appear quietly, then explosively. Leverage is everything. Use time, technology, capital, and relationships to multiply impact. Without leverage, your effort hits a ceiling. Diversification protects and compounds. Build multiple streams sequentially. Stabilize first, then scale. Protect yourself against risk, failure, and market changes. Patience is the ultimate multiplier. Delayed rewards, compounding systems, and disciplined reinvestment always beat short-term thrills. Embrace invisible work. Early wins feel slow. Systems, skills, and reputation grow quietly. Those who quit early never see compounding. Financial freedom is control, not income, not lifestyle. True wealth is time, choice, and independence. Income is just a tool to buy these. Avoid risk traps. Dependency, overconfidence, burnout, and emotional decisions silently destroy progress. Protect your energy, reputation, and systems. The quiet path to financial mastery. Start small, but start strategically. Build skills, create value, systemize, stabilize, then scale. Repeat sequentially for each new income stream. Reinforce habits, manage energy, and protect mental clarity. Let compounding do the heavy lifting. The difference between ordinary earners and financial builders is not speed, luck, or talent. It's discipline, systems, patience, and mindset. The final truth. The journey is invisible at first. It feels slow. It feels uncomfortable. It feels unfair. But those who persist, who show up consistently, who respect leverage and patience, will quietly achieve something most people never will: lasting wealth, freedom, and control over their life. The blueprint is simple. The execution is not easy. But every small step you take compounds into unstoppable momentum. Start today. Focus on systems, skills, and consistency. Ignore hype, distractions, and shortcuts. Because in the end, financial freedom is not a dream. It's a result, built quietly, deliberately, and relentlessly over time.